Koloss are undoubtedly the most brutal creatures in the entire Cosmere. They're a bestial race created through hemalurgy that grow to towering heights and possess a ferocity that is unmatched. In this video, we'll explore their gruesome anatomy, learn of their violent creation, delve into their brutish powers, and learn about their culture within the Cosmere. Appearance and anatomy. Koloss are physically very powerful creatures. They're man-shaped with 2 arms and 2 legs, and they typically only wear 2 items of clothing, loincloths and massive swords strung across their backs. They have deep blue skin, red, blood-colored eyes, and they tend to be completely hairless. Koloss grow continuously until their death, so they vary greatly in size depending on their age. Young koloss stand between 5 to 6 feet in height, and a mature koloss can grow to be upwards of 12 feet tall. Around the time a koloss reaches 12 feet in height, however, their heart can no longer support their massive body, and they die shortly thereafter. This typically happens before they reach 20 years of age. Perhaps the most peculiar feature of these creatures is that they have a fixed amount of skin that doesn't change throughout their lifetime. This results in young, smaller koloss having skin that hangs loose and folded, giving them the appearance of what a fat man might look like if all his fat had been drained away. The skin is also not connected very well, so it sags around their eyes and mouth, revealing facial muscles and leaving the lower teeth and jaw exposed. Their ears hang low and flop around, and their nose appears formless and loose. The taller and more massive a koloss grows, the tighter their skin begins to pull around their body. This leads to their nose twisting and being pulled flat against their face, their lips being pulled back and unable to close completely, and the holes around their eyes being too big, once again exposing the muscles beneath. Eventually, they grow so tall and muscular that their skin begins to tear and bleed at various parts of their bodies. Because of this, the most ancient koloss have stretched and broken skin that barely covers their bodies, so they drape themselves with leather created from the skins of the men they have slain and eaten. Creation. The process of creating a koloss is extremely brutal. It requires 5 humans in total. 4 of them are stabbed through the heart with iron spikes, killing them, but also hemalurgically charging the spikes with innate human strength. These spikes are then driven into the still living 5th person at 4 strategic locations on their body, granting them the strength that was stolen from the other 4. The human skin turns deep blue and grows until it hangs loosely around them. Their eyes turn blood red, and their intelligence is reduced to almost that of a basic animal. This entire process happens rapidly after the spikes are driven, and thus a new koloss is born. The Lord Ruler, using the knowledge gained during the brief moments he held the power of the Well of Ascension, was the one who came up with this hemalurgical procedure for creating a koloss. Interestingly, this hemalurgic transformation only affects the individual in the physical realm. When they appear in the cognitive realm after death, they look exactly like the humans they were before being spiked. Reproduction. During the 1,000-year reign of the Lord Ruler, he would periodically supply the koloss with fresh spikes and ska captives for them to produce more koloss. After the Lord Ruler's death, the koloss eventually learned they could harvest and reuse spikes from their dead. This resulted in koloss being able to reproduce in a manner of speaking, as long as they could find new humans to spike. Each time spikes are reused in this way, they are subject to hemalurgic decay, meaning that the power in the spikes diminishes with each reuse. This results in koloss created from reused spikes retaining more humanity than koloss created from freshly made spikes. Because of this, after the Lord Ruler's death, the koloss began to become more intelligent and not quite as bestial. After the Cassandra, Harmony made changes to the koloss physiology, allowing them to breed true. From that point on, when 2 koloss reproduce, their offspring look human for the most part, but they have granite-like skin that ranges in color from gray to various shades of blue. They are known as koloss-blooded. These koloss-blooded individuals can also breed with regular humans and produce koloss-blooded hybrids. Powers and weaknesses. Full koloss are brutes. Their main power comes from the 4 hemalurgic spikes that increase their size and strength. This allows them to wield enormous blades that are nearly the same size as themselves. Although these blades are blunt and crudely made, and the koloss don't possess any true technique or skill with them, they are able to rely on their brute strength to smash the blades into their enemies, causing devastating damage. Koloss are also extremely tough and hard to kill. Seemingly, they are indifferent to pain, they take no notice to frigidly cold weather, and their massive size makes it nearly impossible for humans to do any real damage to them. They are also able to sustain themselves off of nearly any substance for weeks on end, including dead plants and ash. According to Brandon Sanderson, it's even possible for an allomancer turned into a koloss to retain their allomantic powers as long as the koloss has the mental capacity to remember how to use them. I must say, a Mistborn koloss is a terrifying thought. As strong and as terrifying as koloss are, they do have a weakness. Since they are hemalurgic constructs, they suffer from the flaw just like any other hemalurgic construct and are able to be controlled by shards such as ruin and by powerful emotional allomancers. This is how the Lord Ruler was able to use the koloss as his personal army during his 1,000-year reign. In Era 2, the offspring of full koloss are known as koloss-blooded. They're a lot stronger than an average human and can withstand more damage as well. For instance, they are able to shrug off gunshot wounds that would bring down a regular human. They also seem to heal at a faster rate than a typical human would. Similar to full koloss, koloss-blooded individuals continue to grow taller throughout their lifetime, but not at as fast a rate as a full koloss, so they have longer lifespans. Koloss-blooded can also be allomancers. Perhaps the best allomantic power for a koloss-blooded is being a pewter arm, enhancing their already insane strength and toughness to new heights. Also in Era 2, a new potential weakness comes in the form of special shotgun slugs that have been experimented with to stop full koloss and koloss-blooded individuals. The recoil from shooting one of these massive slugs is exceptional. Culture in Era 1. The koloss during the time of the Lord Ruler were exceptionally bestial thanks to the constant supply of fresh spikes keeping their intelligence diminished. Due to this diminished intelligence, the Final Empire era koloss lived in barbaric tribes. Typically, the social standing within the tribe was determined by age, because the older a koloss got, the larger and more powerful they became. Koloss were said to have two emotional states, boredom and rage. Consequently, their daily lives consisted of aimlessly wandering about and fighting. When there were no external enemies to fight, the koloss resorted to infighting within their own ranks. Their crudely made blades served not only as weapons, but also as a method of population control. If a koloss lacked a sword it felt was of adequate size, it would have to kill another koloss and take its sword. If there happened to be too many swords, the koloss expected their handlers to create more koloss to take up those swords. Conversely, if there weren't enough swords, the koloss would kill each other for them until there were. Within a koloss tribe, it was common for killings to occur on a whim, fueled by sudden fits of anger due to a mere glance or action, leading to deadly consequences. The only human who knew how to control the koloss with emotional allomancy was the Lord Ruler himself. He used this secret to have the koloss fight for him as his personal army and to keep the nobles of his empire safe from the brutal creatures. After his death, the koloss began attacking nearby human settlements in an attempt to make more koloss. Culture in Era 2. After Harmony's ascension, he transformed the physiology of the koloss, making it possible for them to truly breed. They now live out in the roughs as a tribal race and raise koloss-blooded children. The koloss have a coming-of-age ritual for their koloss-blooded children when they turn 12 years old. During this ritual, the children can choose to accept the requisite spikes and become full koloss. If they choose to forego the spikes, they must leave the tribe and join human society. Interestingly, normal human outsiders are also allowed to seek out a tribe and choose to be spiked and become a koloss. The Era 2 koloss have even made a vow to not harm the Terrace people, thus granting Terracemen safety and a certain level of respect amongst the koloss. This doesn't mean that they aren't still a brutal race of creatures, however, as we see all kind of brutal acts in Allomancer Jack and the Pits of Eltania. It's pretty common for koloss-blooded to live in human society, but there is definitely some prejudice. For instance, it's a fairly widespread belief that koloss-blooded are less intelligent than ordinary humans, but studies have shown that this is not the case. The semi-offensive term Kig is also used by some people to refer to koloss-blooded individuals. So that concludes this deep dive about koloss, the most brutal creatures in the entire Cosmere. In future videos, we'll be doing more deep dives on creatures and other topics. So whether you're a longtime fan of the Cosmere or brand new to this incredible universe, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join me on this journey of exploring the Cosmere.